I will never forget the sound of the gavel hitting the table. Not the verdict. Not the gasps from the courtroom. The sound, that sharp crack of wood, echoed through the hall like a gunshot. And in that exact moment, I watched my husband's smile die. Ethan Cole, golden boy, tech prodigy, darling of Silicon Valley, looked at me like he was seeing a ghost. Because the woman he'd spent years humiliating, silencing, and erasing, was the one who had just ended his empire. But I'm getting ahead of myself. If you believe karma never forgets an address, if you love watching powerful people fall because they underestimated the wrong person, then stay with me, because this isn't just a revenge story. This is a resurrection. And it all started the night I was erased from my own life. The night Ethan destroyed me. It was raining so hard the city looked like it was bleeding. We were hosting a launch party for his new AI startup at the Skyline Hotel. Top floor, floor 2 ceiling glass, champagne flowing like water. Investors, influencers, journalists, everyone who mattered. Everyone except me. I stood near the bar in a navy blue dress I'd bought on clearance, watching strangers congratulate my husband for a product I had helped build. Helped is an understatement. I designed the first algorithm. I wrote the initial pitch deck. I stayed awake for 72 hours straight debugging code while Ethan slept. But on paper, I didn't exist. No equity, no title, no credit, just supportive wife. Ethan took the stage, confident, magnetic. The room leaned toward him. None of this would have been possible without the incredible woman by my side, he said, smiling. My heart lifted for half a second. Then he turned not toward me, but toward a tall blonde woman in a silver dress. This is Claire, he continued. My partner. In every sense of the word. The room erupted in laughter and applause. My ears rang. Claire wrapped her arm around his waist. Surprise, she whispered loudly. I told you tonight was the night. People looked at me. Some confused. Some uncomfortable. Some amused. Ethan finally glanced in my direction. Oh, he said casually, like he'd forgotten his keys. I should probably clear this up. He sighed theatrically. Maya and I are divorcing. It's been over for a long time. We just didn't want distractions before the launch. My knees buckled. We were divorcing. This was the first I'd heard of it. A lawyer stepped forward, papers in hand. Maya Lin, he said, loud enough for the room. If you could sign these, we can conclude the matter tonight. I stared at the documents. Non-disclosure agreement. Waiver of claims. Zero ownership. My name wasn't even spelled correctly. You're joking, I whispered. Ethan leaned close, his smile gone. Don't make this messy, he said. You were lucky I married you at all. Lucky. I was an immigrant, a scholarship kid, the daughter of factory workers who cleaned offices at night. Ethan's parents had never hidden their disgust. His mother once told me, you should be grateful. Women like you don't get men like my son. Security appeared behind me. Someone was filming. Claire smiled. Sign it, she said sweetly. This way you can go back to whatever life you had before. I signed. Because I was broke. Because my visa depended on him. Because humiliation is quieter when you don't fight it. They escorted me out through the service elevator. Not the lobby. Never the lobby. I walked into the rain with nothing but my phone, my passport, and the feeling that my life had been deleted. I slept that night on the floor of my friend Lena's studio apartment. I didn't cry. I stared at the ceiling, replaying every moment I'd ignored, every insult I'd swallowed, every line of code I'd given away. At 4:17 a.m., my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I ignored it. It buzzed again. Maya Lin, a man said when I finally answered. My name is Daniel Reeves. I represent Horizon Capital. I laughed. You've got the wrong person, I said. No, he replied calmly. We've been trying to reach you for 3 years. Silence. You are listed as the original architect of Project Atlas. My heart stopped. Project Atlas was my algorithm. The one Ethan claimed he built alone. There's been dispute. Daniel continued. And new evidence surfaced last night. What evidence? I asked. A server backup, he said. Timestamped, with your credentials. And a signed IP assignment that was never filed. I sat up. Who filed it? No one, he said. Which makes you the sole legal owner. The room spun. Ethan had rushed the launch. In his arrogance, he'd missed one thing. Me. Over the next 3 weeks, my life split in two. By day, I was invisible. A woman crashing on couches, eating instant noodles, avoiding social media. By night, I was in conference calls, lawyers, investors, analysts. Ethan's company wasn't just built on my code, it was dependent on it. Without Atlas, their AI was useless. Horizon Capital moved fast. So did regulators. And then there was the other discovery. Claire wasn't just a partner. She was planted. Her firm specialized in hostile takeovers, disguised as relationships. Ethan thought he was the predator. He was the prey. I made one decision. I wouldn't just take my work back. I would take everything. The day of the injunction hearing, Ethan walked into court confident. Until he saw me. Not in the cheap dress. Not shaking. I wore charcoal gray. Hair pulled back. Calm. He frowned. Maya, he whispered. What are you doing here? I didn't answer. My lawyer did. Ms. Lynn is the plaintiff. The judge listened. The evidence spoke. At 10:42 a.m., the gavel fell. Operations suspended. Assets frozen. Ethan's company stock plummeted before lunch. Claire vanished. By evening, the press had a new narrative. Not visionary founder, but fraud built on stolen genius. I thought that would be the end. I was wrong. Because power doesn't collapse quietly. Ethan tried to destroy me. He leaked stories, threatened my immigration status, accused me of theft. So I did what he never expected. I bought his debt. Every loan, every liability. Then I waited. 6 months later, Ethan stood in my office. He looked smaller, desperate. I'll do anything, he said. We can fix this. I slid a document across the table. A buyout, for $1. And a public apology he signed. Because men like him only understand endings when they're final. Today, I run Atlas Labs. We fund underrepresented engineers. We protect creators. We build quietly. Ethan. He teaches coding workshops at a community center. I don't hate him. I thank him. Because the night he erased me, he finally set me free. And that is how I went from being written out of my own story to owning the ending. If this story moved you, subscribe. Because this wasn't luck. This was consequence. And this is only the beginning.